Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother***ing ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I'm Chris Randazzo and joining me tonight is... I'm not going to do that to you twice. Joining me tonight is...
I was wondering, because... Rolling brownout, Dan Ryan.
Apparently. Coincidental power outage, Dan Ryan. Oh, God. We're now well into 2024, and you know what that means. Dan and I get to talk about all the games coming out this year that we're excited about. What hopes and dreams of ours will be dashed? Let's buy good games from awful companies, because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now. Well, hi, everyone. This is episode 498, take two. It's the week of January 19th, 2024. I just had a power outage, so we're doing this for a second time.
That's right.
And weirdly enough, Evan also had a power outage. He lives nowhere remotely close to me.
No.
We lost the master recording and my recording. Dan's doing just fine. He's got He's got all kinds of vamping recorded on there. The word thruple apparently came up at one point. I'm looking forward to...
I said thruple a whole bunch. We went into the Den of Honesty is where we reside, Chris. There was some honest, frank discussion that was had between me and the listeners.
I can't tell you how happy that makes me. I really can't.
How you doing, Chris?
Well, you know, as we were saying the last time we tried to start this podcast, I'm a little frustrated that I am somehow less healthy than you are. You're recovered from COVID now, feeling like a champ, and somehow I'm still sicker than you are. I'm doing better than I have been, but
I was out running marathons today, multiple marathons, so many marathons you wouldn't believe. They're beautiful marathons. Great. No, I feel good, man. Like I'm recovered from COVID. I'm ready to go. I'm not entirely ready to go. I'm still tired. That's the fucking thing. Like we were just getting into it before, but now that I can, I'm not focused on like the COVID sickness. I can go back to obsessing about my neck and shoulder issues that I've been having, and I think it's more pinpointed in the neck. Honestly, I think there's something like maybe pinched in there or whatever. So now it's just like I think I said it last week or maybe the week before or whatever. I haven't fucking slept through the night in weeks, man, and I'm not going to the doctor to get an MRI on this. Earliest they could get me in is February 1st, something like that. I'm like, fuck, man. It's just all right. This will be my life.
Who needs to sleep that often, really?
No, certainly not for more than an hour or two at a time.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. And like the shitty thing is that I have a tendency to when I get into a situation like this of like a chronic kind of pain thing or whatever or something, there's definitely something fucked up either in my shoulder or my neck. Like one of those two things is not right. So until I get the answer as to what it is and what's going to be done about it, I am I'm just kind of like this is just my life now. Like I've convinced I'm just going to feel like this forever. And I it's such a stupid thing, but I've always been like that. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this is how my life is now. This is just what it is, and woe is me. And then, like, I'm trying to work on it, but it's real fucking hard when it hurts all the time. You know? It's
right? Like, yeah.
It's real hard to get past that. So, you know, it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm not.
All this is fine.
Too distantly different situation regarding my teeth. The one sideways tooth that needed to be pulled is just getting worse. There was a cavity in it, and it's not it's hurting more and more as time goes on. And I just have yet to find the literal hours in the day to call my insurance company and figure out if they can figure out where I can go, where someplace will take both of my insurances so that they can actually remove the teeth or teeth that need to be removed.
Yeah.
And also the Flyers just got scored on, so.
I'm just saying.
I'm having a night, Dan. I'm having a night.
Ryan Family Dentistry. We accept all kinds of insurance. You're coming closer. One of these days, you're gonna show up at my door and be like, "Fucking do it. It's fine."
I brought my own pliers
because I don't trust your rusty ass shit. Oh, goodness gracious.
The dog licked them on the drive over, so, they're nice and
so they're
sterile.
totally clean. Yeah, no, 100%. Totally dog mouth is like just one of the cleanest places on the planet. Everybody knows that. That's right.
Everyone's saying it.
Everybody's fucking saying it. God. Are we there? Are we back to Trumpisms? Are we fucking...
Oh, I don't know, Dan. I don't know. I had a really good day yesterday.
Did you? What happened yesterday?
I woke up yesterday and I was feeling less crappy than I have been for a long time. So that was good. I made it through the entire day without getting a migraine. So that was a huge improvement over where I have been for quite some time now. So the sinus infection seems to finally be shuffling off this mortal coil, which brings me no small amount of joy. We had leftover tacos for dinner, which, tacos always bring joy, warm fuzzies to my cold pricklies.
Sure.
We went to we had a 504 meeting for John, at his school. Just, talking to them about the general status of his various things that he needs help with on a daily basis. And he's doing great.
That's
he
awesome.
Doesn't even need some of the things that have been allotted for him now. It's just it was a really, really positive meeting. It was wonderful.
That's great.
I made a lot of progress on the Mario video that I'm hoping against hope I'll have done for Monday. I'm trying real hard. I'm almost done with it. If I can find time to get it done tomorrow, that's going to be my plan. But I made some progress on it, and I'm pretty proud of it. And there was a really, really exciting game announcement, which we'll get to in a little while. At least for me personally, just extraordinarily exciting. So, yesterday was a really good day. Today seems to be going a little less so. We had that power outage. Cost me
today it can go pound sand.
Cost me my gambling situation for the evening. Looks like the Flyers are about to blow it here in the third period, which that's I guess that's par for the course. Sometimes they're having a good season. The game
better than last year.
I didn't watch them last year, but
I
tell you, the game that they won the other night was fan-freaking-tastic. They still got 15 minutes left. They could still get scored on a few more times and just really close that
game. Really close out the day on a high note.
Absolutely. And I can't. Oh yeah, I still haven't. That's neither here nor there. Yeah.
Okay.
We're here. We're doing a podcast. And oh yeah, look at that! They just scored again.
Oh,
this game's going right in the trash. Wow, the Minnesota Wild has just decided to win this game right here in the third period. I'm real glad I tuned into this. You know what? I'm turning it off, Dan. I'm doing it. I'm leaving. I'm not pushing my luck anymore this evening. I'm just going to go ahead, move on with my day. I'm not even going to background watch it.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I got to be honest. I think the Minnesota Wild is like top 5 worst sports names in sports. I don't know if I'm going to limit it to just the United States. Minnesota Wild is such a shit name.
I don't disagree with you, but as it was pointed out to me earlier today, they have one of the coolest logos. Their logo is just incredibly well designed.
Oh, sure. No, that's fine. That's great. It's a fucking terrible name.
Yeah,
it's an absolutely terrible name.
A great name. But it's not as bad as they changed it in like 2011 to something like really, or like late 90s, I think. I was just looking this up earlier. They changed their name for a little while to something really extreme.
Okay.
Where is it? There we go. Minnesota Wild became
like the Minnesota Pussy Pounders. Like, oh my God, guys, Jesus, that's holy moly. That would be extreme.
Now, where did I see this? In preseason, they originally were the North Stars? No, they were something else was the North Stars. And they changed their name to this nonsense. Where was the thing I was reading? Changed their... Oh, that's going to drive me bananas. I could have sworn it was just on their Wikipedia page.
It's over there with the script. Hopper has that as well.
Seriously. Hopper, stop stealing my shit.
Stop stealing my fucking sports trivia. This is such a weird bro moment that we're having right now where you're trying to tell me about sports. It's great.
I am certain, and I couldn't possibly be more certain about this, that Greg is listening to the show right now just screaming the answer at me. Although right now he's probably just beating his head against the wall because the Flyers are shitting the bed all over this third period here.
I have such a hard time watching hockey. I want to love it more than I do. But I have a hard time watching it. I don't know. Always have.
I do not. I have a really good time watching hockey. I'm a big fan.
I like it. If there's a Devils game on, I'll sit down. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm watching the Devils play some hockey. Let's do that hockey. Love it. But the Devils are very infrequently on here in South Jersey, which pisses me off because they are the New Jersey team, you fuckers, not the Flyers. Fucking turncoat bastards. But yeah, it's very infrequently on, so I don't watch it very often. And I have a hard time following. It's too fast. I'm too old, Chris.
Like in Dragon Ball when the weaker characters are trying to follow the fights and they can't see with their eyes. I'm
like fucking Krillin, just over on the side, like I'm gonna go bang my hot android wife instead. Never mind. You guys fucking blow the planet up again, you pricks. Be over here having some robot sex. Be great.
You know what? It wasn't the Minnesota Wild. It was a different team. That's why I'm getting all confused here. There was a different team that had some sort of different name, I think. Now this is a rabbit hole that I need to figure this out. Let's see.
Is it one of the Canadian teams that moved down, like the Quebec Nordiques or something like that?
It was the Winnipeg Jets.
Oh, which they're still a team, though.
I forgot they were a team, and then I saw their logo, and I was like, oh, right, their logo. Yes, and they are still a team. But for a brief, from 1999 to 2011, they became the Atlanta Thrashers.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they moved down to Atlanta and then moved back to Winnipeg.
2011 to present, they're back to the Winnipeg Jets, which is a better name than the Thrashers. Which is super extreme.
It is super extreme, but it's still a way better name than Wild.
It is. It is indeed.
That is just a garbage name.
Yeah.
It's a garbage name.
That it is.
I stand by it.
So, what have you been up to, huh? What have you been playing any video games? Since we're starting the show so damn late, let's move this along here.
Barrel on through. I finished Spider-Man 2 this week. So fucking good, man. The final Venom shit. It would just, oh my God. He just takes a big old dump.
Just drops a deuce right there on the stage, and you gotta fight it, because that shit's alive.
It's alive. He looks at you, too. It's real weird. Like, the camera pulls up real close on his face, and it's like, we are shitting. It's like, oh, this is a weird choice, Insomniac. All right. I'm gonna go with it, because the combat's so fun, but, like, it's no Great Mighty Pooh. If we're being on, no, the Venom fight was just fucking insane, and there's Insomniac is playing real fast and loose with the comic book continuity, You know, like the characters are they made it work for the Spider-Man game. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played the game yet. Fast forward a few minutes or whatever. And you don't care, Chris. I don't think you do anyway. You're not going to play it.
Nope. But I care because you care.
As you are fighting Venom, Venom is Harry in this universe, not Eddie Brock. Because Harry is sick and he's dying.
Okay, he's Harry, not Harry. Okay.
Yeah, Harry Osborn.
Now I'm just picturing a hairy Venom.
She's just, yeah, it's weird. It's like gooey hair. It's not great.
He's taking shits. Angry shits.
Gooey, angry, hairy shits. It's a very weird game. Game of the year. No, Harry Osborn is sick. He's dying in the game, and Oscorp finds the fucking symbiote, and they do what they do. He becomes Venom. So you've got all this shit with like Peter and Harry going back and forth, and Peter has the suit for a little bit, and Harry gets all pissed off, and like they played that, you know, pretty similarly to how the original Eddie Brock story is, of like Peter rejecting the symbiote and the symbiote being all butthurt about it and being like, let's go fuck shit up. So that's all kind of in there. But then Peter, as there's this really cool bit with Mr. Negative, who's the main villain, well, one of the main villains in the first Spider-Man game. You kind of reform him in this one, and you enter like the negative zone or the negative verse or whatever the fuck they call it, as Peter is getting possessed by the symbiote. And Mr. Negative and Miles do, you know, some fucking mumbo jumbo, whatever, some comic book bullshit, and they uncorrupt the part of Peter that was still attached to the symbiote, you know, inside of him, in his soul or whatever. And Peter becomes anti-Venom. So like with the white suit and the whole fucking thing. Which again in the comics was Eddie. Eddie becomes anti-Venom, and now he's Venom again. It's the whole fucking thing. But none of that really matters. So you get all of the Venom powers that you had, because you get some really fucking cool special attacks and whatever. When you're Venom, you lose those for a little bit, only to get them back when you become anti-Venom. And then whatever suit you put on for the rest of the game, you still have those attacks and all. So the final fight is just this big epic like chase across multiple levels and multiple locations, and you're switching off between Miles and Peter and MJ, and like you're sneaking around as MJ and fucking stealing like the big symbiote stone that it comes down to Earth on, and then you go over and you got to put it in the particle collider to try and blow it up. And the Venom that you're fighting is the Venom from the Null storyline from like a year or two ago in the comics. He's got big fucking wings and he's flying all around. It's just this wild ass shit that's happening, and it all just controls so well, and it's played so well, and it looks gorgeous, and it's so like fucking emotionally investing. And we're sitting there, and like me, Tiff, and the girls are just playing through this game, just fucking textbook agog. You know what I mean? Like just watching this shit happen on screen. You're like, oh my God, like what a fucking masterpiece of a game this is. Absolutely brilliant. And then after I finished the game, I was like, well, there's still a bunch of shit to go do. I got to go do all these fucking Mysterio missions. I got to find all these spider bots. There's still some symbiotes running around that I got to go fuck up. So I'm still just like jumping back into the world, waiting for the DLC to show up. Because there was this other bit earlier in the game where you're fighting alongside Wraith, and you're trying to take down this dude who's like leading these fucking arsonists. He's the Flame Keeper, and like the whole time, or the Keeper of the Flame, I forget what they fucking called him. It's Carnage. It's Cletus Cassidy. The whole time I'm looking at him, like this motherfucker has red hair. Like this fucking Carnage. I don't know why we're doing it this way. I guess we don't want to like do the burning down of the orphanage story in the video game, but like it's a dude with red hair. He's obsessed with fire. Like this is eventually going to be Carnage, and there's a bit where you're fighting and you fucking derail a train, and dude and all of his like followers grab a piece of the symbiote that was being transported on the train, and he starts fucking monologuing as the scene is playing out, and he's like, the world will be devastated, there will be this, there will be that, there will be carnage. And I was like, fuck yes, that's awesome, I'm so excited, give me some DLC with fucking carnage.
I want him to mess up and say there will be Cletus. Oh,
there will be Cletus. Fuck yeah, that would be awesome. But oh man, it's just such a good fucking game, dude. Just so good. Absolutely loved it. Could not be happier.
Well, that's lovely.
And that's about it. That's really all. I mean, Snap and Pad and whatever, but as far as
Wasn't there
mainstream
something in the news about gaming? Snap being in trouble or something like.
No, they just raised like $100 million or something like that. They just got some sort of investment. The Newverse, who I think was the publisher, is in trouble. Like they were selling off a bunch of assets, but Second Dinner, who makes Snap, is totally fine. They just raised a bunch of funding. There was some Spider-Man shit in the news. I don't know. Did you have that pulled for a week old news? About the actress who's playing Mary Jane?
No, I didn't. But I heard about that.
Just fucking insane. Like, look, if you have ever thought to yourself, this actress, who's the face model for this character in a video game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call her place of employment. I'm going to find out where she works. I'm going to call her place of employment, and then I'm going to start harassing her and falling down into this fucking conspiracy rabbit hole that video game publishers, Sony being the biggest offenders of these because of the shit that happened with Aloy a couple years ago. But we've made the decision that video game publishers are purposefully casting unattractive people in video games as models so that they lower the standards of traditional gamers, so that in the real world their standards for the women they want to date and or marry and or procreate with are thereby lowered. Like, whatever the fuck, shut the fuck up. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, honestly, that is some weird ass shit to think. And I know that's like easy for me to say because I don't think that way. But like, if you legitimately have had that thought of like, this massive video game company is trying to lower my standards in the real, like, please go talk to somebody. You are not well. Like, in all seriousness, you are not well. Please go seek some professional help.
To that is some end. Like, what's the end game of this? Like,
I don't know. I'm not
the people
entirely
who play
sure.
Spider-Man will now have lower standards for women. So, step 3 profit.
I don't know. I didn't understand it. Like, if you remember a couple years ago, the whole backlash against Aloy when they were showing off the PS5 model for Horizon Forbidden West, they were like, this fucking bullshit. She's got facial hair. No, women don't have facial hair. What the fuck is Sony trying to do? And it was like, tell me you've never touched a woman without telling me you have never touched a woman. Holy shit, man. Guess they do. They're mammals. They're covered in hair. Fuck. Like, that just is what it is. Like, that. There's this really insane kind of thing. Like, I don't, like, Bayonetta doesn't exist in the real world. She's not a person.
She's also covered in hair.
She can't be a person. She also is very hairy.
It's just not, not what they're thinking, but.
It was just a really weird, upsetting, like...
I remember that, and I remember the thing going around of, like, somebody made, like, a quote-unquote pretty version of Aloy that was, like, intended as a joke of, like, this is what they think she should look like, and then they glommed onto it as in like, see, this didn't take long and this is perfect. And like, no,
guys,
no.
you missed.
You
swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, boys. Just for real, it's a very odd. It reminds me. I hate being reminded of how much I love video games and how much I hate gamers at times. Yeah, but like really, honestly, I hate feeling that way. I really do. But that's the kind of shit where it's like, why do you got to be like that, man? That's not, and I say men as in men. Like, that's not a woman thing. There's no women who are out there being like, this fight, Sony, It's just, it really does break my heart because there's obviously something missing in their lives, right?
Yeah,
like
there's something wrong,
something
right?
broken,
like something has gone awry.
Yeah, and you need
the gamers TM as they are referred to.
Yeah, like you legitimately need to talk to someone. You need some help because that is not a normal. As someone with a degree in fucking psychology, that is not a normal response to have to a fictionalized character. It just isn't. It breaks my heart that you can't enjoy this wonderful game, this wonderful piece of art that was created that is so fun and so engaging in all of this because you're focused on this other aspect of it. And what must have happened to get you to that point just really sucks. And it's but also don't fucking harass people in real life. Don't fucking do that.
If the video game character is not hot enough for you, don't take that out on anybody. Like, I'm sorry that the video game character is not hot enough for you. Yeah, play a different game. There's plenty of games out there with attractive women in them. But really, if this is where your life is, where the video game woman is not hot enough for me, and like, I've seen pictures of the in-game character. She's not ugly.
No.
I'm just I'm gobsmacked by it.
The thing that really like set me back was that the argument was because there's always got to be like no, we're not actually fucking monsters when we say this. What we actually, and Star Wars fans pull this shit online all the time, and it's just the internet is a terrible place. But the argument that was made was that, well, in continuity, Mary Jane Watson is a supermodel. That's her profession. That, like, in the comic books, what was valuable about Mary Jane was that she was pretty. That was it, originally. And to be fair, originally, that was what Mary Jane was. Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. Like that, that was it. Her whole character was that she was hot. The actress that is playing Mary Jane in the games is not traditionally what you would think of as supermodel hot. However, in the games, Mary Jane is not a fucking supermodel.
I'm pretty sure Peter wasn't anti-Venom in the comics either.
He definitely wasn't. Harry was not the first Venom. Like, none of this is accurate.
It's almost like this is a different continuity.
It's a very different continuity. Kraven's very different in this. Like, all of this is... Carnage, his orphanage burned down, or he burned it down. I forget which of the two that it is. I think he burned it down. Which is so much more fucked up. But, like, it's different. It's okay that it's different. I feel bad. I feel bad that somebody has to go through their life being harassed by a bunch of dudes calling you and being like, guess what? We've all decided you're not hot. That's a fucked up thing to do to somebody, man. It's not okay.
Wasn't there a similar thing with the latest Ninja Turtles movie, too? With April O'Neil? She was portrayed as a thicker black woman, and people were pretty upset about that.
Oh, yeah, very upset, because she was not this curvaceously hourglass, tight yellow jumpsuit. Like, it's a different fucking continuity, guys. It's different. It's okay. Donatello's wearing fucking glasses, man. Like, also, it's not real. It's very strange. It's very strange. It hurts me. It does. You know, because again, it's stuff like that too, of like, I love comic books. I hate fucking comic book kids. You know, like, I've had this argument with people plenty of, like, oh, they fucking made this character ugly now on purpose. Like, no, they didn't. Shut up. Fucking, if you want to just read Greg Land artwork where he traces porn, I'm not judging you for that. That's totally fine. But
there's also porn all over the internet. Like,
yeah, there is porn. There's plenty of it. I'm watching it right now. I'm like, no, I'm just kidding. It's just always on. I just have it in a fucking loop in the background. It's man, I don't know. It was a weird thing. It was a sad thing to see. Like, as I'm experiencing this game with my family and we're having such a good time, the kids are yelling and shouting and asking me questions about, like, Spider-Man continuity and, like, oh, why is Vulture doing this and what's up with Lizard and Kraven and this and that, and, like, I gave the kids the Kraven's Last Hunt graphic novel of, like, this is the fucking best Kraven story ever written, you gotta read it, and they read it. They were like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Like, we're having this great family moment and, like, really getting into Spider-Man and the characters and the mythos and all of that. And then to then in the same week be like, oh, this is what people are. This is a response to the point where the woman had to put out a statement of, like, hey, knock it the fuck off. Like, man, it's a weird two things to feel about this game that I'm really enjoying at the same time. So there you go. Week old news.
Well, I haven't talked about what I've been playing yet, and I've got some. Got some news.
What do you got?
Well, first, I've been playing Vampire Survivors. That's not news.
Naturally.
Just really enjoying my time. I'm getting ever closer to 100% completion again, this time on the Switch. So that's all been super fun. The Flyers tied it back up, by the way.
Son of a bitch.
Glutton for punishment, and turned it back on, and they scored twice.
Of course you did.
Now it's tied 3-3 with 5.5 minutes left. But my Daily Dadish streak is gone.
Oh, I know.
What
it is.
Happened
I'm so sorry.
What I've pieced together is Karen's been playing a lot of the Suika game, and she plays it in the mornings. And a couple of days ago, I was really rushed. I've been working extra hard this week and not feeling well, so I've been trying to, like, catch up on all of the stuff I've been missing because I've been working so much slower lately. Yeah. And I was in a hurry, and the only thing I can think of is that I played the level on her account instead of mine. Because I went to go play it the other day, and my streak was gone. So
you just turned it on and played it, and we're like, oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah, I turned it off, I turned it on, I did the level for the day, and my streak was gone. It's like, what?
What happened? Yeah.
What happened? No. It was like 350 some odd days into this. No.
That's so fucked up. Yeah.
So I turned off parental controls. I flipped the date back one day just to see if I could fix it. And, streak remained gone. So it's like, all right, well, what do? Do I just deal with this? No, because every time I turn on the game now, every time I play a level, I'm going to be really mad when it's just like 3-day streak. All right.
Yeah, that's enough to make you not play anymore.
Well, that was enough to make a normal person not play anymore. I went the opposite direction. I was like, all right, if I play 1 month's worth of levels every day, I should be able to catch back up by the end of the month. So I started trying to piece that together. I went through all of starting with, I think, February 8th was the day it came out, or 10th or whatever. Started on the day it came out. I played through February, and then I did a test. I was like, all right, if I switch the date back to current so it doesn't mess with any of my other save files, then switch the date back to March 1st, will it work? And it did. So the next day, I went to do March 1st, and it reset again. It's like, I must have done something wrong. So I went back and did all of February again. I did all of March, and it's like, all right, I'm going to do April today. This morning, I went to go do April. The streak was gone again. It's like, fuck it. That's it.
I'm done.
I'm not. I'm just going to live with it. I'm going to keep playing it every day because I can't not. I have to see what all the silly conversations are. Today's was about beans. It was hilarious. But I can't. I'm so angry about it. I'm so sad. Like, it was some
How could you not
mistake.
Be?
I just wanted to get to that 365-day streak. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to take a picture of that screenshot that says 365-day streak and just frame it or something. I just wanted it for the rest of my life, but I'm never going to have it now. Unless I play it every day again next year, which I'm just not going to do. And I'm really sad about that.
But you might, though.
I'm definitely not. I was already starting to feel like the fatigue of it. Like, I really like this game, but I don't love... I really like Dadish. Like, I love Dadish 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I just like Daily Dadish because I like the concept of it, but the problem is that it's a speedrunning game. Like, in order to get the star, you have to do it as fast as possible. And that's way less fun to me than just doing the levels at a leisurely pace and trying to find the star and, like, taking my time to figure out the way to get through the levels. That's just way less fun to me. So... I'm definitely not doing this again. It was a really fun experiment. I'm going to play the rest of the days, and I want to see what the leap year level is too, because they have one made for February 29th. And then I'm done. Then I'm done with it. And hopefully when the next Dadish game comes out, it will be more like the previous ones, and I won't have to worry about speedrunning it because that's just so much less fun to me. But it was a really, really interesting experiment. I'm just so utterly gutted that my streak is gone.
Yeah, that very really, really fucking sucks. Like,
really
I know how
sales.
I know how I feel if, like, I miss a day on, like, one of my alternate pad accounts. That all I do, I don't play any levels on it. I just log in, you know? Like, I know how I feel if I miss a day on that. And it's like, it resets it back to, instead of 7 days, because you get bonuses up to like 7 days, and then the 7th day it just kind of stays the same or whatever. It's like, man, it says 6 now instead of 7. That sucks. It'll say 7 tomorrow, but right now it says 6, and I'm upset. So missing that many, like dropping all of that shit, that sucks.
Yeah, that's just
it's not what you want.
Really upsetting thing to happen this week, but what are you going to do? Me, I'm just going to move on with my life.
That's right.
I think that's all I've played this week. I haven't really dove back into New Super Mario Brothers. I've kind of taken a backseat on that because all of my extra time has been spent towards working on my second Mario video, which is going really well. All I have left to do now is put together Super Mario Brothers 2. I've gone through everything from Mario 1 through like the Game & Watch, Super Mario Brothers Special, the Japanese Mario 2, the history of a brief history of the Yume Kojo Festival that led to Doki Doki Panic, and now I'm on Super Mario Brothers 2 proper. All I got to do is edit that, find footage for that, and then the video is done. I'm going to rewatch it and tweak things and make sure the proper image credits are up, and then I'm good. I'm good to go. So I guess it's time for week old news. Let's do it. Let's do week old news. Thing number 1, coming to us from the great site of Destructoid, but also announced various other places online. Golden Sun 1 and 2 are coming to Nintendo Switch Online on January 17th.
That is so exciting. So very, very exciting.
A lot of people are pretty jazzed about that.
As well they should be.
It. I have not played these games, and I was really considering jumping into a different RPG. Now that I did Sea of Stars, I did Mario RPG, and I'm just kind of enjoying that vibe lately, and I was thinking about doing Earthbound, actually, and maybe I'll do this instead. And really, again, depending on what else is happening in the world, because any number of other things could be happening by that point. Any number of other games could be dropping, or I could get something else for review. Who the heck knows?
They're so good. They're just such well-made games with great stories, and they're just really fucking solid games.
They
like, are they the best RPGs ever made? They're not the best RPGs ever made. They're not. But are they in the upper echelon? For sure they are. They're just outstanding.
Do they have that heart, that soul, that spirit, that fun factor that I love so very, very much out of my RPGs?
Je ne sais quoi.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
The je ne sais quoi.
Yeah. No, great games. If you are listening to this and you have not played those games, I would argue that they are worth the price of Nintendo Switch Online just to play through them, and then you can cancel it. They're that good.
That's high praise. All right, also coming from the great world of Destructoid.
Night to be alive.
I cannot believe that this is a real thing, but here it is. Beige is back with the Atari 400 Mini.
Yeah, that is a choice.
There's an audience for this, right? There's the Atari PC loving crowd has been very vocal about the lack of Atari 400 and 800 stuff in things like Atari 50 and whatnot. They've been pretty vocal about their want for this to exist for quite a while. So this is some really impressive fan service from Atari. I'm vaguely interested in it just because of the sheer absurdity of it. But also, what's really neat to me is in the ad, which is just a phenomenal video. Let's see. It includes 25 retro games, miniaturized classic console, authentic iconic design, fun for all ages, HD TV output, joystick included. Where's the one that I'm looking for? It says, plus load your own games. It's got a USB on the front.
What does that mean?
Compatible with... basically, they're just telling you this can play your ROMs. Because it says compatible with Atari 800, XL, XE, and 5200. So basically, if you have ROMs, load them up. Except they're not actually saying that. They're just saying... They're saying that without saying that to any illegal form. This is from the same company who did the Commodore 64 Mini, which was apparently very well received. So, this is kind of awesome. it's
that's kind of cool.
A real surprise.
I don't know who it's for. I really don't.
I mean, it's definitely not for me because I didn't grow up on Atari computers, but there's folks who did, and this is definitely for them. And that's fantastic.
I mean, are you going to sell enough of them? I guess, I don't know shit about shit, man.
Yeah, I have to imagine that they'll sell enough of them. I mean, between the existing Atari PC loving crowd and people who just buy these things because they're neat, I'm sure this isn't going to be like the ultimate sell a bajillion copies thing, but I'm sure they'll sell enough of them. I feel like they're confident enough. This Commodore 64 Mini did, and because this company did the C64, they did an A500 Mini, Amiga, they did a VIC-20.
Wow.
So that's wild. I'm sure the Atari 400 will do fine. I'm like, it's got the little keyboard. It's so precious.
It's a wild looking little thing. Did they announce the price on it?
I don't know. I'm not seeing it here. I'm not seeing it in the... It's available March 28th, so whatever the price... I don't know that the price is in here, but I did hear that it was up on Amazon. Let's see if I can find it. Amazon... Atari 400 Mini. Let's see. And I don't see it. Whatever. I'm sure it's perfectly affordable.
Yeah, I mean, because that's really going to be, that's really going to be like the fucking line in the sand, right? If it's a hackable or changeable system that is capable of playing ROMs and all that, and it is able to be hooked up to your television for a relatively affordable price, well, that's kind of an interesting proposition.
to experience these games. That's a neat thing. I don't know. I want to know what the game list is. I have questions. I cannot imagine I am actually going to buy this thing. Like, I don't have much in the way of disposable income right now, and the little that I do have is going toward things like records. Buying a micro console I'm never going to touch, not a high priority.
Just to look at it.
It's very neat that it exists.
I do too. I'm happy it exists.
Me too. Big old smile on my face. But nowhere near as smiley as I got from this announcement. I just linked to the IGN article. I found out about this when our good friend Mike Sheridan messaged me with a picture that I was like, excuse me, is this real? Limited Run Games, making dreams come true, is bringing back, for the first time freaking ever, Rocket Knight Adventures is coming to modern platforms. And it's Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked. It's the original Genesis game, its Genesis sequel, and its Super NES sequel. I am beyond thrilled about this. I have been begging the universe for Rocket Knight Adventures on modern platforms since the Wii, and I couldn't be happier. It's coming to Switch and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It's not coming to Xbox because...
reasons?
No, but they asked about it, and Josh Fairhurst from Limited Run was like, we love... Because there was obviously the Xbox fans jumping up and down on their throats, being like, you guys hate Xbox, it's all a conspiracy.
You fucking pricks.
Sony paid you to keep this... All right, look. Nobody is paying anybody to keep Rocket Knight Adventures off of your platform, okay? This is going to move hundreds of copies at best. Right?
Let's fucking pump the brakes on the pretentious bullshit there.
Yeah, this is not a conspiracy. But no, he was actually really upfront about it. He said, we love the Xbox platform, but nobody buys our stuff on Xbox. We can't justify making the physical products. Digital stuff apparently does great on Xbox. Physical games, not so much. And that's why they don't do more Xbox games. And, okay, I buy that, because Xbox is all about Games Pass. You know, they are very in the digital future right now. And yes, physical games exist for Xbox, and they have backwards compatibility and all that jazz. But if people aren't buying the games... there's only so much that you can expect them to do as far as making... They have to be more selective with which games they put on the platform. I think they pointed out that the
Microsoft
Persona...
has... Yeah.
Where is that? I'm actually going to look up that tweet right now while you were saying what you were just saying.
Yeah, no, Microsoft has conditioned their player base to be digital. Like, that's where... Xbox is. And like Sony has certainly done that to a point as well, but Sony does not have Games Pass, right? So it, like you're saying, it doesn't really push it that way. Which is okay. I mean, I appreciate, like, honestly, that's fucking great to come out and be like, yeah, so our shit doesn't sell here, so we're not doing it. You know, like that's great.
Well, this is interesting. He just answered my question. I said, thank you so much for making this happen. Silly question, but do you happen to know why these games have never been re-released until now? It's always struck me as odd that they never wound up on Virtual Console or anything. And he responded, no idea. There were no additional licensing concerns we had to address when releasing it. So it remains a complete friggin' mystery.
That's super weird. Whatever.
I'm looking for the Xbox. Let's see. All right. So somebody wrote, I noticed, that's awesome. Will there be an Xbox release by any chance, digital if not physical? He said, no, on our current Konami releases, we don't have any digital stake, and our physical Xbox releases, even giant games like Persona, don't sell well enough to ever be able to justify an Xbox port. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get much more honest than that.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people are obviously clapping. As one dude, I've literally bought 3 physical Xbox releases from Limited Run. I would even buy River City Girls 2 if you put that back up because I missed it. And it's like, I mean, that's excellent for you, but unfortunately,
yeah, but you're
not
a dude.
Yeah,
like you're a guy.
Yeah. Which is a bummer. I do think it's a genuine bummer. Yeah, but
I do too.
Back to the good news, though. So there's just a regular edition that's $35. That's what I'm getting, because the regular edition it looks nice. It's got a reversible cover that I think looks fantastic. And there's going to be a new animated intro, which I'm really excited about.
That's cool.
And it's got a rewind feature, so I might actually be able to beat these goddamn games finally. Because I've never finished any of them. I've been stuck. I've never gotten past the last boss, I think, in the original Rocket Knight Adventures. And Sparkstar on Genesis and Super Nintendo, both those games are just obscenely difficult. I'm really jazzed to play these with the rewind feature. And this isn't one of those games I've played like once or twice and then given up. I have put time into these, especially the original Genesis one, because it is hands down my favorite game on that platform. I just love that game to death. It's so good. But I have never been able to beat that final boss. I just can't do it. So I'm really excited about that. There is a special fancy edition that comes with a poster and a soundtrack and a steelbook case, and that's all pretty neat. But what I thought was interesting was that the super specialist, the Ultimate Edition, has design documents, a full-size version of the comic that was printed with the Sonic comics a long time ago. There's a mini version of that comic that's coming with all the standard editions. A little statuette of Sparkster. It's pretty cute. A mini cartridge display case, which is pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
It's wild stuff, but I do not need any of it. I don't need a single thing from any of these special editions, which makes me very happy because I just want to get the regular one. However, there are other things coming as well. First off, before I move on to that, I will also say that at the same time, they announced a Felix the Cat collection, which is super interesting.
That's pretty cool.
I think it is the NES game and the Game Boy game, or there's two Game Boy games. I'm honestly not 100% sure. I'm not super knowledgeable on the realm of Felix the Cat, except that I believe he is originally from New Jersey. He was created in New Jersey.
I think so. That sounds right.
So let's see. If I go to limited run games, this is what I find particularly interesting. So we're here. Well, let me look at stuff that's coming soon. Where do I find the pages for that? Not all distro. I want the new stuff. What's new? Show me all the... All right. Felix the Cat. What's in here? I'll look at the PS4 version, and it should tell me what we have in here. This new bundle will include 2 classic Felix Cat titles, Felix Cat on NES and Felix Cat for Game Boy. So it's just 2 games. Okay. I don't know. I heard the games are actually pretty good. I don't even think I knew they were Konami games, to be perfectly honest. But the interesting thing to me is that some of the coolest Rocket Knight stuff that's coming is not in these collections. So if I click on the Rocket Knight Adventures, just the standard edition for Switch, which is what I was looking at, on the suggested things, there is a Sparkster plush, which, oh my god.
Yeah, that thing's really cool.
This. It's $30 goddamn dollars.
Dude, those like limited plushies are super fucking expensive. Like there's I think the company's called Makeship. We've gotten a couple things for the girls off of there of like weird video game characters that would like never get a fucking plushie release like mainstream. And they're like, yeah, we'll make it. Fuck it. Why not? If we get enough, we'll do it. And they've gotten enough, and we've gotten a couple, but they've been like $30, $35 kind of thing.
Yeah, and like, how big is this fella? Does it say?
Doesn't matter. He's adorable.
He is adorable. He's a foot tall. He's about 12 inches tall.
That's not a bad size.
That's a pretty decent sized plush. I don't know. I don't need a $30 Sparkster plush. I really,
you definitely
really
don't. But I mean,
the other thing.
When have we worried about need?
Well, when there's only so many dollars to go around, and there's also a Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked 3 LP vinyl soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, this is what's really holding me up on this one. My favorite soundtrack of the 3 is Rocket Knight Adventures, which I already have on vinyl that was gifted to me.
Right.
However, I do like the soundtracks to both other versions of Sparkster, and so far, as far as I know, only the Genesis version of Sparkster has ever been released on vinyl, and I really did not care for the cover.
Okay.
This is all three of them. At like $60 for the 3 records, that's not a bad deal. It's $20 a disc.
No.
It's good soundtracks. The records look pretty cool. They're yellow, blue, and orange. Looks like the cover is just the Rocket Knight Adventures, just Sparkster on a gold background, similar to the original Genesis box. Oh, I don't know, Dan. I don't know what to do with my life. I need to get the game. That's thing number one. Like, I'm 100% $35 for all 3 Sparkster games on my Switch. You better goddamn believe it. Like, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to take estimated ship date July 1st through 31st. Okay, I'll wait till July. I've been waiting.
Of 2025, most likely, for being honest.
Yeah. You know what? I've been waiting long enough. I'll wait longer for this. I don't care if I have to wait till summer. That's fine. As long as I get it, I'll be a happy camper. It's the vinyl soundtrack that's really killing me. Like, I want that. I just don't know that I have $60 to spend on it. When is it going for?
Right.
It's not coming. It's not going to be available for pre-order for another 6 days. So I got time to marinate on it. But oh boy, I want that.
You got time to find something to sell for $60.
Yeah, I do. There's a Rocket Knight skate deck and collectible coins and
there's all types of shit.
There's a lot going on here.
It's really cool.
I'm just thrilled that this is a thing. I'm so happy that this character is finally getting dug out. They did also, there was a lot of people asking why this isn't including the Xbox 360 and PS3 game, and they were like, this is a Carbon Engine release. Carbon Engine only goes up to the PlayStation 1 generation. We're never going to be supporting Xbox 360.
That game's not very good.
It's not. It's
it's just
not. I also think it's currently available.
It's on the PlayStation Plus. I know that.
Yeah, like I think you can actually just still buy it, so that's also fine.
Yeah, that's a thing you could just do.
Yeah. Whereas these games are pretty difficult to track down. The first one, the Genesis one's not that hard, but both Sparkster releases are not very easy to track down, at least not for any reasonable amount of money. So this was just a huge win for me. It made my already great day. I was just beyond
even better.
thrilled. Yeah,
that's great.
Opposite end of the spectrum, Retro RGB is reporting that Portal 64 has been removed from GitHub. The 64-bit demake of Portal has been yanked off of the interwebs for copyright claim.
Has it, though?
It's still out there. There's no question that if you really wanted it, you could track it down. But it's one of those, just
that's
like all the Nintendo
shame.
things.
Yeah.
It is kind of a shame. It's I didn't think that was going to happen. This struck me as the kind of thing that they would just be totally fine with. But apparently, they had an issue with it. Either
that's
that
because
or they took it down
Portal
so that
3's coming out.
Either that or they're taking it down so that they can sell it on Steam.
Which would be fine, too.
That would also be fine.
That'd be a win-win. Get those guys
some
some
money.
money.
Interesting project, getting Portal up and running on N64. That's just kind of neat. But yeah,
spent so long wondering if you could.
Comes down. Yeah.
Didn't stop to think whether or not you should.
This here is my favorite story of the week. This Destructoid is reporting there's an AI Mario hologram at CES and it's cursed.
Oh, so
have
good.
You watched this?
I have. I love that he just sounds like a fucking mook Italian dude. I like it.
He sounds like
He sounds like what a robot thinks a mooky Italian dude sounds like.
Yeah, like he's not doing a voice. He's just talking like this.
It's so good.
And he's standing there awesome. All stilted.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I can't even understand what he's saying. It's amazing.
It's wild because a fucking decade plus has gone by since the last time I was in fucking Disney World, for it's not Disney World. Where the fuck is it? Is it Epcot? It doesn't matter. They have this thing that is an interactive Crush thing. So Crush from Finding Nemo. And it's just a big fucking movie screen of Crush, and it interacts with the crowd. So I'm pretty sure that the way it was done, the way it was explained to me, is that you fucking, like, there's somebody behind looking out at the crowd, and as kids are asking Crush questions, there's somebody back there with a microphone doing a Crush voice and be like, whoa, dude, fucking, yeah, whatever, you know. Like,
they did that for us at the manager conventions. That's when I met Charles Martinet for the first time. He was at, I think it was a Game Crazy convention that we were at. And they had a screen, and Charles Martinet was doing Mario, and we all talked to him, and he was making crude jokes and stuff as Mario, because we were a bunch of Game Crazy managers, and then I talked to him afterwards, and it was just a fascinating little thing. Now, obviously, this is, like, AI generated, like the voice, but they couldn't even have taken like, there's no way this wasn't some sort of dreadful mistake. Like, it's not animating properly, and the voice just sounds like somebody did not toggle the correct voice. Like, it's just a horror show, and it's fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's outstanding. I love everything about it. I'm just saying, like, they could have, like, you could do that. You could have just had a guy back there going, "It's me, I'm Mario." Like, just fucking, you know.
They could have, but then that wouldn't
they
be
chose
showing
not
off
to.
their fancy new AI nonsense. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
When you find a stranger in the Alps. That's right.
Destructoid also reporting Twitch cutting 35% of its workforce. Company issues statement.
What is their statement? We're a bunch of fucks? Like,
apparently Twitch just isn't profitable.
Who knew? Like, people are making money on Twitch. I know a couple Snap creators are making a couple $100,000 last year. They fucking, like, but, and this kind of flies a little bit, I guess, in the face of what we were talking about earlier. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Life is complicated, right? Life is complicated. It's messy. You can be of two minds about certain things and whatever. There was just a thing that came out about Twitch where they banned, not only nudity is banned on Twitch, but suggestive nudity. So, like, if you're fully clothed, right, and let's just say, like what you wear in the summer all the time, Chris, you're lousy with tube tops in the summer, right? So definitely. if you were streaming on Twitch and you had a tube top on, so you were covered, but you put up a black bar in front of it to make it look like you were topless, then you could get banned from Twitch for even doing that. And like that, it seems to be that there's a happy medium to work out there to where you can have an adults only section, make your fucking money, like be a profitable company, and also like do it responsibly. You know, I don't know. It seems strange to me because no, like I don't understand how it's profitable. I don't get it. You and I are massive gamers, have been our whole lives. How many hours a week do you watch Twitch, Chris?
Zero.
Literally zero. The only time I put Twitch on is when somebody I know personally is streaming something, and even then most of the time I forget to, or there are rewards for a game that I am playing, like the show does Twitch drops, Snap does Twitch drops. I will put on a content creator that is sponsored, that you get the drops if you have their channel on, but then I will just walk away. Like, I don't sit here and watch it. Yeah, and I know that we're a different generation. Your kids, my kids, watch people play video games. But the people who are watching other people play video games also don't have disposable income at the moment.
True.
They will in like 10 years, 5 years. Fuck, my kids are 14. They'll have sooner than that. But when I'm sitting down with my kids and they're budgeting out their fucking minimum wage bullshit job or whatever, which minimum wage is certainly better than it used to be, but still, when we're talking about their budget, are we going to be having the conversation of like, well, here are all the creators that you want to sponsor on Twitch as part of your, you know, McDonald's salary? Probably fucking not. I'm certainly going to try to steer them away from it. Motherfuckers are broke these days, Chris. I don't know if you know about that. I don't know if you've heard about in this economy. Come on now. It's a weird thing.
One final story before we take our break. It's sad to say the game designer, I'm going to ruin this name, Janelle Jacquez, has passed away.
Okay.
She was involved in the development of converting stuff like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong to ColecoVision. Did stuff with Dungeons & Dragons, Dark Tower. She passed away, and unfortunately, her widow is saddled with a metric ton of medical debt because America. And it's just it's a sad thing.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
But with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we are going to talk about things we're excited about in the year 2024. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. Hi everyone, Chris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
All right, welcome back to the podcast. We're going to talk about 2024, the year we're currently in. If you're listening to this in the future, in the year 2025, tell us why.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
We'd love to know how you got here. But unless you're doing research to find out how wrong we are about any sorts of predictions. But I just have a list, a running list of things that I'm excited about for this year, which is already a pretty decent amount of stuff, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm excited, Syphil.
I'm excited.
I'm into this right now. And I just realized I have to add the Rocket Knight thing. So how do you want to do this? Do you have stuff picked out that you're excited about, or?
I mean, I will as we're going along. Don't worry about it. Right. We're good.
Well,
you know me. I bullshit with the best of us.
Very few of the things that I'm excited about have release dates. In fact, only 4 of them, as far as I know, do. So I'll start with the most current one, which is actually, what's today? The 12th.
So today is the 12th. So January 18th.
Yeah, January 18th would be Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. And I truly hope he finds it.
I do too. Like, have you ever lost a crown, Kris? It's fucking terrible. You're like, where is this crown? How could I have lost it?
I've lost a crayon, but I haven't lost a crown. Close. I imagine that I imagine if you have a crown, it means enough to you to be sad that it's gone.
It should be on your head.
Great things about this game. The demo just dropped. I haven't touched it yet.
I haven't played it yet either. It's reviewing very, very well. It looks fucking great.
Yes,
fuck Ubisoft. To hell and back.
That's exactly where I'm at. Like, on one hand, I like the old Prince. I was fascinated by the original Prince of Persia as a kid. Never got into it, but was always fascinated by it. I loved Sands of Time. Liked Warrior Within, didn't play anyone past that. I rather enjoyed the 360 reboot that went absolutely fucking nowhere. The movie was outstanding. Jake Gyllenhaal as a Persian man is just about the most on-the-nose casting you could have possibly had. Couldn't have found a Persian guy. I really feel like that was all they had to do was just make a movie of the Sands of Time. Like, they just had to do that. That's all they needed to do.
With a Persian actor, or at least somebody who looked not like fucking Jake. Where was the Gamergate bullshit for that? Where were you guys, you fucking keyboard warriors? Where were you when that was coming out?
Because he's a white guy. And everyone should be white guys. Jesus is a white guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's a different podcast. But yes, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I am very excited about giving that a try. I hope with all of my heart that I will get to try the demo for that and my next game this weekend. I would like to dedicate some time to that this weekend.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I have it downloaded upstairs, but it's not Spider-Man 2, so I haven't touched it yet. I do have another game that I'm excited about for January, though.
Oh, wait, real quick. That just reminded me. I got back into... I was feeling well enough this last week to play a couple of more races in Horizon Chase 2. And you know what? It's still fucking great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, back to you.
Do you have any other January games?
I do. I have one more January game.
Is it Apollo Justice?
It is not Apollo Justice. It is Another Code Recollection, which is actually coming out the day after Prince of Persia. I also have the demo downloaded for that. It is my goal for this weekend. Karen is going to be busy this weekend. She's got a craft show she's working tomorrow, and then the Steelers are playing their first playoffs game.
I mean,
what is it, the playoffs?
Is she really going to watch that though? They're going to get their fucking. They're going to get the brake speed off of them by the Bills. I would be shocked if the Bills did not blow their fucking doors off. I like the Steelers.
She feels the same way, but she watches the games no matter what.
Mike Tomlin is a hell of a coach. That guy's fucking great. But man, anyway, I would be real surprised if I were betting money.
She's not hopeful. But she is obliged. She is a Steelers fan. They made it into the playoffs. She's going to watch the game. Stranger things have happened.
I mean, I'm going to watch it because it's football. So I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah,
I'm excited for this weekend. I want to play Prince of Persia. I want to try. I want to find out if Another Code is for me because I bought Trace Memory on DS and I found it to be relatively fascinating, but I never got into it. And this seems like it's a version of it that's going to be more playable to me because it's not just the DS game made for Switch. It's redesigned to be a little bit more, from what I've come to understand, a bit more like controllable. Like the DS game was very point and click adventure-y, I think. if trace memory serves me right. I don't know. I'm interested in trying both of these out, so I want to play both those demos this weekend. Talk to me about Justice, Dan.
Justice. No, that is not what I am interested in. What I am interested in, and I don't know why, because I haven't been really super excited about a release from this franchise for quite a while, but I am really interested in Tekken 8 coming out on January 26th.
Wow, that's that soon. I didn't realize it was that soon. Yeah, the fucking bear looks great.
Kuma looks amazing.
Yeah.
This whole game looks crazy. I really enjoyed...
Very impressed by the visuals.
I really enjoyed the time I spent with Tekken 7. That game was just a lot. Tekken's just really fun in general. I've always really, really liked Tekken, but I didn't play Tekken 7 until it was on like the PlayStation Plus, and I got super excited because you could get like Bullet Club shit in there. So like whenever I play, like Eddie Gordo's fucking rocking a Bullet Club t-shirt because that's amazing. But this one just, I don't know, something about the initial trailers and the reporting on just the absurd story mode that is going to be in here has me pretty excited about this one. I don't think excited enough to be like, yeah, $70, no problem. But on sale, for sure, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I've never been able to get into Tekken. I remember really enjoying the original arcade game. I played that one a bunch at the arcade where we used to go on vacation. But I never felt like I understood what I was doing, and it never felt particularly good. This trailer is amazing. He just asked a panda to marry him. He's got a fish. There's something weird about that trailer that I'm just really into. I have always enjoyed Tekken's existence for just the fact that it has always been willing to take itself seriously while completely taking itself not seriously at all. Like,
the fact that Kuma exists is just like it's just fucking absurd.
Yeah,
Paul's
there's always
hair,
some just completely
big eraser
absurd
head looking motherfucker.
And like that's the thing.
It's great.
Tekken takes its main story like super seriously. It's like anime nonsense, super awesome realistic characters, but they take their joke characters just as seriously. Like they put just as much effort into shit like Kuma,
the fucking Tekken 3, and it might have been in later ones too, and forgive me if I'm not mentioning them, but the training dummy that you could eventually unlock and play as the fucking
what the heck
training
was that
dummy.
Thing's name?
I was such a badass character though. He was so good.
Yeah,
but like
I love it.
I got really good with King for a while. I'm nowhere near as good with King anymore, but like I used to be able to do the big chain combos with King and get you in the wrestling hold and fucking power bombs and suplexes and all that shit and just keep the whole thing going. It was just such a fun game. My cousin and I played just a metric fuck ton of Tekken 3. Like that was our game whenever we were together. We were like, all right, let's go. Fucking Tekken 3 it is. And I just... Man, something about this one just really hooked me. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it looks quite nice. I do wish I was more into it, but I'm also kind of okay with not being. I feel like fighting games have largely passed me by. I'm not super upset by it. I love watching them. I just don't get as much out of playing them anymore because I don't know. I don't really have anyone to play with locally, and I don't love playing online.
Yeah.
Nor am I very good at finding the time to do that. So, but I love that fighting games have been as good as they are, and like Street Fighter 6 was great. I've been really enjoying watching that, watching high level play on Street Fighter 6 that I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to touch. And I'm looking forward to watching some tournament level Tekken 8 as well, because I think it's a fun looking game.
Yeah, it looks fucking dope.
All right. In February, what else do I have? Do I have anything? I have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, February 16th. I am very excited about that. I I don't know why this is the one that they're going with. I wish that they would have been
Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Just the Donkey Kong 94 for Game Boy.
Yeah,
that's the best one. I wish that they would have done that first. This game, I think, probably needs the remake most because this is an excellent game that I think really doesn't look or sound particularly great on the Game Boy Advance.
Right.
But the game itself is a really, really good... It's a solid follow-up to Donkey Kong 94, which is just a phenomenal game. That's another one that I finished that last week. I'd been forgetting to talk about it on the show for weeks now, that I had been playing that... That's months now, actually. I've been playing it... just, when I put the kids to bed or put Ellie to bed, I'll sit and play a level or two of Donkey Kong, and been at it for quite some time, and I finally finished it the other day. God, that game's got a great final boss. The final boss in that game is insane. But yeah, Mario vs. Donkey Kong Game Boy Advance is not an extremely attractive game, but gameplay-wise, it's excellent, and it's... this game definitely deserves it, but I do think that the original Donkey Kong 94 is a better game, and I think I would have loved to see that remade first. Because while this game is kind of odd and unattractive in ways, Donkey Kong 94 is like, it's not even in color. Like, come on. That game absolutely deserves a nice HD makeover. Not that there's anything particularly wrong with playing it on Game Boy, but like I played that on Super Game Boy, because that was the game that launched with the Super Game Boy of like, this is what this thing can do, and it was super cool. It was super cool, but they never re-released the Super Game Boy version of that. So like all the help, and the updated music and stuff, that stuff's all kind of been lost. So I think it would be super cool to see a proper remake of that game someday, but whatever.
Yeah. I actually have 3 games that I'm excited about for February. The first one is I don't know, I'm very drawn to this game too. It's called Ultros or Ultras. Yes. Coming out February 13th. It is a Metroidvania style game. The description of the game here is: you wake up stranded after seemingly crashing your ship on the Sarcophagus, a giant space drifting cosmic uterus holding holding an ancient demonic being known as Ultros. Trapped in the eternal loop of a black hole, you will have to explore the sarcophagus and meet its inhabitants to understand the part that you play. First of all, you have me at Metroidvania. Like, I'm always kind of just in general interested in a Metroidvania style game. But then watching the way that this game moves and the way that it looks like this really trippy, psychedelic, Lovecraftian kind of weird fucking setting. I'm super drawn to it. It looks really neat.
It's very colorful.
Yeah.
It's like almost Mardi Gras, but like not.
But like weird, like cosmic, trippy Lovecraft.
But it's those colors. It's a lot of like pinks and purples, and reds and stuff. It's very interesting looking. I haven't heard of this one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think just looks super fucking cool. I'm really, really hoping that it is like, I need something to scratch the fucking Hollow Knight itch. That is just, oh god. So I'm excited about this. I'm obviously excited about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That goes without saying. We don't really need to spend any time talking about that. We all know what it is. The thing I think I'm most excited about in February, though, is a PlayStation 5 and PC game coming out February 22nd that is called Pacific Drive. We talked about it a little bit when we did one of the State of Play reviews. This was that game that looks like a survival horror or just survival style game where it's you and your station wagon and you're kind of like driving around the fucking world.
Okay.
I don't know. Something about this game, this this to me is the type of thing that I look at and I'm like, this is so weird and it's such an out there concept that there has to be something, like there has to be a really cool deep story here, and I'm really fucking excited about this one. I don't know. It depends on how much crafting I have to do. If there's a lot of if there's too much crafting, I'm not, because I'm just not super into that. You know, I not because it's not fun or it's not an interesting mechanic. I just don't have time to figure all that shit out. You know what I mean? I would just rather like pick up the thing and like, oh, I have a flashlight now. Not like, oh, I fucking made a flashlight, you know? I don't know. I think this looks really fucking cool. I'm really interested in it.
Neato.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to March. I have the only thing I have for March is Princess Peach Showtime, March 22nd. I think the game looks neat. I
think it looks neat. I'm not going to play it.
I feel like I kind of have to, you know. In my house,
you definitely do.
Ellie's going to be thrilled at its existence. I'm interested enough to play it. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a you style game. In March, there's a Dan-ass game coming out in March. I like what Team Ninja does. Most of the time, I don't play all of their games, but when I do, I usually like what they make. This one, Rise of the Ronin. I like that. This is just for me.
I don't even have to look it up.
No, you don't. We talked about it. The state of play that was in I think September, October, something like that. It Samurais, Team Ninja, sold. Done.
There's another one that's just, you know, all you need to do is say these words, Contra and Way Forward.
Yeah.
Contra Operation Galuga. I am excited about.
Sold. What day is that? March?
It's not in March. It just says early 2024. I mean, it might be in March, but there's no date for this one yet.
Okay.
I don't believe there is one. There isn't one listed on Nintendo's website. Yeah, it's coming out for everything, and there doesn't appear to be a release date on the official site either.
Yeah,
so
that's not
early this year. I don't care when. Just give it to me.
It doesn't much matter. Yeah, I'm into it.
It doesn't. I really want it to be good. I love Contra 4. I did not care for Spider Sores, so we're a little 50-50 shot here. I feel confident that they're going to put their best foot forward here. I think it looks like a blast. I wish that I had people to play 4-player with, because that just sounds like a ball, but
it does.
Either way, I'm so glad to see a Contra game coming out that looks good, because, man, Contra Rogue Core was very disappointing to me. I did not like that game at all. At all.
Yeah.
Big fat hairy thumbs down.
No, was not great. Was not great.
What you got?
I mean, I'm
nothing
sure
else I have has nothing else I have has dates, by the way. This is all just things.
All right. Well, in April, one of the games that they showed off at the Game Awards that I got pretty excited about was that Tales of Kenzera Zao, which is the Bantu Myth Metroidvania coming out. I thought that looked really, really fucking cool. That was the one we talked about, I think, like when we watched the trailer the first time. It was like, this feels very very Black Panther-y without being a Black Panther game. But again, Metroidvania, really cool looking graphics, really cool looking like set locations. Really cool looking boss fights. This game just looked really, really awesome. This is PlayStation 5, Series, and Switch and PC. So that's April 23rd, which is pretty fucking dope. And then, did I have anything past that? No, nothing else that had a date. So now I got to look back through the non-dated shit. What else you got?
Well, another non-dated game that I am extremely excited about would be Plucky Squire.
Oh, yes. That looks really, really cool.
Yeah, this has been on our list for a long time now. I think it was announced in 2022.
Years. Yeah.
But I believe it is definitely... I believe the plan is for it to be coming out this year. I guess we will see. But I do think it looks like a very interesting game. I am looking forward to giving it a go.
For sure. It looks the eeny weeny teeny super guy. That's fucking what it reminds me of. I'm really stoked on that one too. That looks fucking cool. I'm also really excited. Again, not a game that I'm going to pay full price for, certainly, but that Baby Steps game that's coming out for PlayStation. That is my kind of stupid, man. I'm pretty fucking excited about that.
You know what? I missed one. I missed a game with a release date.
Call of Duty Warzone mobile?
No, coming to Switch in 2023, Hatch Tales.
Oh, yeah, that game looks really cool.
It is still on the official website, coming to Nintendo Switch in 2023, you bastard. It's coming March 28th, 2024, in theory.
In theory.
Allow me to hold my breath. I mean, I'm going to get it because I already paid for the damn thing.
Sure.
And you're going
to love it. It's going to be your favorite game ever.
It's really not.
Will that make it that much worse? Like if you do end up loving it? You're like, it's just really fucking
the game.
Good.
I know what the game is. You know, they didn't change the core mechanics. They just changed its personality. And the core mechanics are decent. It's a 2E game. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
It's
all
fine.
right.
Except now I'm using a fucking generic ass grappling hook.
Yeah. Generic ass bitch the game.
Generic ass bitch the game. I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out there. Metroid Prime 4. I feel like we're at least going to hear about it this year. I don't know that it's coming out this year, but I think we're going to hear something about it. And I am excited to learn more about Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
That right?
I certainly hope so, man. I am kind of excited. I don't know. I don't even know that I'm going to get it or play it. But I am kind of excited about Foam Stars.
Okay.
The Splatoon ripoff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Splatoon's really fun. And like, if this is something I can play with my kids, you know, kind of into it.
Yeah, it looks neat.
Yeah, it looks fine. Looks
fun
cool.
Concept. Good times. You know what? While I'm out on this limb for Metroid Prime 4, while I'm flailing out here on this limb, I'm gonna go ahead and say Silksong.
No, fuck you. Don't say that shit out loud.
Here's what I'm excited for. I'm excited for another vague non-announcement about Silksong. I'm just excited to hear it's still in development.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Because it's not like they've been dead silent. They've just been like, it's coming.
I mean, they might as well have.
Yeah, they might as well have, but yeah.
Yeah. I am excited for Little Nightmares 3. Mostly because I play that with Penn. We played through the first 2 Little Nightmares games, not all the way through them, but like, you know, that was one of the first games when she started becoming like self-aware as a gamer and like, ooh, I really like this, but also, Dad, can you help me get past this part? So like, I'm kind of excited to see where the Little Nightmares 3 goes. They are really fucking cool games. Like, I know they're not for you at all, but they are really well made and really well done. So I'm pretty stoked that there's a new one coming out.
Yeah.
Not for you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember which one that is. I always get that name mixed up with was it Touch Detector for some reason. That's the imagery for Touch Detector
very, very
comes in my head. Very different. Very different.
Very different.
Not the same game at all. The next one I'm going to mention is Cash Cow DX.
Okay.
I don't know what it's coming to. This is from, I believe, the same developer. It's definitely from the same artist. But I believe it is from the same developer as well as Donut Dodo.
Oh, okay. Right on.
It looks fantastic. It looks like Donut Dodo. Like, it has a very similar visual style and animation. It's a little bit more, I want to say it's a little bit flashier.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't care. I don't even care. This company has my money for life now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It does have a release date. February 16th is its planned release date. That's exciting. I don't know how real that is, but and I also don't know what platforms it's coming for besides Steam. But I would like to think that it's going to find its way to Switch. I assume it will.
One would imagine.
It just looks fucking great. You're a cow collecting cat. It's the holy cow. It's all about the money. Run, jump, and slide in this utterly jolly adventure to save your fortunes from the greedy pig pockets. Tough as nails and no continue. Sorry, you ready?
That's awesome.
I am so very sold.
Yeah. How could you not be?
Yeah.
All right, well, next up for me is another game that I'm excited to play through with the kids because they were excited about it. We talked about it. It was on a Nintendo Direct, and that is Penny's Big Breakaway, the Sonic Mania team.
Yeah, doing
the
an
main character
IP in 3D.
Yeah, 3D, the fucking collectathon bullshit, but it looks super charming and really cool, and the main character has the same name as my daughter, so obviously she was super excited about it. But it does look genuinely pretty fun. Like, I'll enjoy fucking shit up with a yo-yo. Like, don't threaten me with a good time. That sounds fun. It looks really cool. And both of my kids were excited to play it. Katie is excited whenever anything has anything to do with Sonic. She's like, oh, fuck yeah. I'm in. They made Sonic games? Sweet. I like this one too. So that'll be something we play as a family.
Breaking news here. Hopper is being adorable.
No, son of a bitch.
He's doing the thing where he's trying to cover his eyes. He's doing a lot of licking right now. I think he's dreaming about eating, perhaps. Difficult to say.
He's definitely your dog.
Yeah.
Closes his eyes, just sees fucking milk bones dancing. Oh, fuck yeah.
Happens to me all the time. All right, let's see what's next on my list. You know what? I'm pretty excited about Paper Mario 1000 Year Door.
Sure.
I also had designs on perhaps moving on to finally playing through the original Paper Mario, though 1000 Year Door is the one that everyone says is the best.
Right. But you're you, and if you're going to do it, you're going to do them in order.
Exactly. And I would like to give this series a serious shot. I really enjoyed replaying Mario RPG. That was no surprise. And this does seem to be the heir apparent, seeing as Paper Mario was originally called Mario RPG 2. So, I've tried to get into Mario and Luigi a couple of times now, and I like the music, I like the visuals. I don't know what's holding me back from playing through that game. I really don't. There's just something about it that I keep getting stuck, as in I don't know, I'll play it. It's not exciting me, and I really can't put my finger on what it is. And I feel like it should be. It ticks all the boxes, but it won't stick with me. So I want to give Paper Mario a serious shot. Maybe that'll stick with me. But 1000 Year Door looks nice. I'm excited. It's excited to give that a go in theory sometime this year.
I am considering getting an Xbox. We've talked about for the Kojima game, which isn't, or Kojima, fucking whatever. But I am also really excited for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. That game just looks absolutely fucking incredible.
I mean, I will agree with you, and visually speaking, it looks incredible. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand it, but it's a game about mental illness, right?
It is, yeah. There's a lot going on. The first game was very deep, very affecting, but very respectful. Like, it wasn't just done for like gags and you know, like scares and whatever. This one looks just so much more effective because it just looks so much better, and there's a lot going on here. And I know that there's been some rumors word round the campfire of Xbox looking to loosen their exclusivity on things and start publishing for all the other systems. So, obviously, if I don't have to buy an Xbox to play this game, I would be certainly very excited about that. But this is a game that looks, I think, that good.
I zoned out for a second. Which game was that?
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Senua's Saga. We're still talking about Senua's Saga. Sorry, I just lost track of reality for a second there.
It's getting
good. Late. It's getting late.
That's
I'm back
right.
in.
Yeah.
I understand. I remember seeing the first one. Did you ever see the first one running on Switch?
No.
It's fucking crazy. It's one of those games that you look at and it's kind of like Doom, where you just look at it and say, "All right,
all right, you fucks, how'd you do
that?"
Yeah,
because I remember seeing the first Hellblade: Senua's Saga running on Switch and being like, "No,
stop it!
That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem correct." But here we are. I'm going to move on to something very different and say that I am excited to try Luigi's Mansion 2 because I love the original Luigi's Mansion. I love the third Luigi's Mansion, and I've never played the second one because it was on 3DS, and I just didn't feel like it. I just didn't want to play through the game on 3DS, and so I didn't. And I'm kind of jazzed about it. I like Luigi's Mansion games; they're pretty good. I
think it looks really cool. Another one my kids are very excited about.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. I am very excited if it ends up coming out this year for the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Oh.
That game, so fucking good. And it is...
I gotta say, that one makes me a little nervous.
Why?
Silent Hill 2. Now, I am not a master of the Silent Hill franchise, but I do know a decent amount about Silent Hill 2, and I do know that subsequent Silent Hill games have really missed the point of, say, Pyramid Head. This is a thing that was tied to Silent Hill 2's character, and then they've kind of turned it into a mascot of sorts. But I do understand a lot of what makes Silent Hill 2 in specific such a beloved game. So when you take something like Silent Hill 2 and you remake it,
you better not fuck it up. And I can't say that I trust Konami a whole lot. Well,
it's a similar situation with that Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. Like, okay, but...
See, and I hadn't mentioned that one yet because I do think out of everything we know, that is my early contender for Game of the Year. Like, in the way that we sit here and we pontificate upon what could possibly be our Games of the Year based on what we know here in January. If they nail the Snake Eater remake, that is my favorite Metal Gear Solid game. Hands down. It's not even close. That game, I think, is just fucking brilliant.
It's the bee's knees.
It is the Badgers ascot even. I will go that far.
Whoa. Pulling out the big guns here.
And I fucking mean it.
Going all Vulcan Raven on us here.
No bullshit here. I am so nervous about that game. Like Silent Hill 2, I'm really excited about. If they fuck it up, okay. Like, I won't be heartbroken. I like Silent Hill 2 a lot. Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. I need that game to be great. I need it to be great. And they don't need to do much. That's really another one of those games where, like, you just make it prettier. Kind of streamline some of the bullshit a little bit.
But you know they're not gonna. Like, the reason this exists is because Konami saw the success that Capcom's been having remaking their Resident Evil games. And I'm pretty sure they're going to look at it and be like,
job of them.
Well, we can do that. Yes, but can you do a really good job of it? Well,
We're going to find out.
We can certainly remake our old horror games.
But Metal Gear Solid, like, without Hideo Kojima involved, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. But I'm really nervous about it. That game's fucking damn near perfect. It's a damn near perfect game.
So you've said, and I'm talking about all these games I want to play, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting the Metal Gear collection pretty soon, and that's a lot of games. I know I'm definitely replaying the first one. I don't know if I'm playing all three of them. Maybe I'm not playing anything this year but 3 Metal Gear games. Who knows? Because I tell you, I would like to
there
finish
are worse
Metal Gear
ways
Solid
to spend
3.
a year.
That's
there are
true.
worse ways to spend a year. It's got the best ending sequence in damn near any video game that there ever has been. That final fight with the boss is just stunning. Oh my God, I love it so much. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm very Jesse Spano about it. So excited. Boy. So scared. That's right. It's a reference for our older listeners.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go in a much lower stakes direction here and say that I'm pretty excited about, I don't know how you say this, Quomp? QOMP? Quomp 2?
Yeah.
I've never played the first one, and I think I'd like to. I didn't really know it existed, and I was vaguely aware of its existence. I didn't realize that it was like, what if Pong had a story? Or like, what if there was more to Pong or something? I think Quomp 2 looks really cool. Very interesting.
It does. And I disagree. I think it is very similar to Metal Gear Solid 3. Very
visually
similar.
In particular. Almost
100%. Almost.
Yeah, I think Quomp 2 looks super neat. I'm going to give that a go when that happens. And hopefully Quomp 1 comes out on platforms, because as far as I know, it's only on Steam.
Yeah.
All right, how many more you got? Because speaking of Steam, I'm running out of it.
Not too many more. I find it odd that I am not at all excited about either Star Wars game coming out this year.
Yeah, same here.
Or 3, because Dark Forces Remastered comes out too. I just don't care, and I find that very strange.
What's the other one? It's the Ubisoft one that's like open world.
Outlaws and Hunters.
Oh, and
Hunters is the Switch one,
right? Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. They announced that one like 2 years ago. Like Star Wars Hunters, it's coming soon. What was popular
Switch,
a couple of years ago?
Yeah, Switch,
Battle
iOS,
Royale.
and Android. That's the platforms for that one. Yeah, I don't know.
You missed the boat, guys. The fucking Battle Royale thing is already gone. So what are you doing? What are we doing here?
Swing and a miss. I am really excited, mostly because my wife is really excited for the casting of Frank Stone, which is the next Supermassive Games release. That's the kind of choose your own adventure horror games. This is the one that's set in the Dead by Daylight universe. I don't give a fuck about that. I just really like their games. They do really good work. The Quarry was really fucking awesome. Like all of the Supermassive stuff is just really, really cool. They have one that we're down. I can't remember the fucking name of it, but we're gonna play through it this year. We picked it up. It's the one that's all about H.H. Holmes, the Devil in the White City, the Chicago World's Fair. Like he had the big torture house. I'm not super into serial killers. I find them interesting, sure. But not the way like people get obsessed with serial killers, except for H.H. Holmes. That dude I just find fucking fascinating. But the new Supermassive thing is always going to be super exciting. And then I only have one other one that I'm really excited about. How many more do you have?
6.
Oh my God. All right.
Well, you just rapid fired a couple, so I'll rapid fire mine. I mean, one of them's super easy, the Rocket Knight Collection. We talked about it already. We don't need to do that again. I'm excited to try this game called Animal Well. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
I forget where I heard of this. It's Steam,
or maybe I have
Switch and PlayStation. I believe it's some sort of Metroidvania that's like animal themed.
Okay, again, you throw Metroidvania in there, and I'm like, all right. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty neat looking. You're this little like tiny black dot looking thing, and it's got some very interesting pixely graphics with a really interesting. Just the atmosphere in this is pretty wild. I'm
looking at it right now. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah. It was, where was this announced? Because it's PlayStation, Switch, and Steam, and I can't remember if this was a Indie World thing. I think this might have been an Indie World thing where I found out about this. It looks real interesting. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, that looks cool.
All right, Indie World Showcase, and this was back in April? Wow. It said on Nintendo's officially site still has this listed as winter 2023. So I don't know what's going on with this one, but it's still on my list. World of Goo 2 is another one. It's a winner.
Yeah.
This one actually did get a release date. Hold on. Top Racer Collection.
Oh yeah.
Excited about. I think this is in March now. March 7th. I played so much Top Gear and Top Gear 2 on Super Nintendo. It was ridiculous. And these are the games that Horizon Chase is directly based off of. In fact, there's unique Horizon Chase content in this, and I don't really understand what it is, but I'm excited about it. And I also never put any time into Top Gear 3000. So I'm excited to give that a proper go, because that was a late Super Nintendo game, so I never picked it up, and then it became expensive, I think, and I just never did it. So I'm excited about Top Racer Collection. I'm excited about Euphoria 2. I still don't understand exactly what it is. Is it a remake of the first game? Is it a sequel? It's very strange. Sunsoft hasn't exactly been... what's the word I'm looking at? Clarifying? Not necessarily they're saying a lot of things. They don't seem to have the greatest grip on the English language. And I think it's pretty amusing that they're just not even really trying. They're just like, we're gonna do our best, and you parse this out. And I'm fine with that. Good. Godspeed to you. I really like the original Euphoria, and I am very excited to play a new version of it. I think this new one looks really cute. And then I just have one left, and I'm 90% sure it's coming out this year. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any kind of actual date, but this is one of the highest ones on my list is Anton Blast. I think that game looks incredible.
Yep, that is Penn's #1 game of the year. She has been playing. There was a Steam thing that they put out. She's been playing that nonstop. She is so fucking excited. She got really upset that we couldn't just pick up and fly out to Seattle for PAX West because Anton Blast was like doing a thing out there. I was like, we can't just fucking go. Like, it's not a thing we could do. Seattle or Portland or wherever the fuck it was. She was like, oh, we'll go get some plane tickets. I was like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll just fucking hop right on that.
Yeah, take right care of that with all the money I don't have.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Anton Blast looks fucking
that looks so
great.
Fucking cool.
I am so into this game. I'm very excited about it.
I am super interested in that one as well. The last one that I have, I'm really, really excited for this. And it features artwork from a friend of the show, guest on the show, Steve Gregson, who does who's doing the Ninja baseball Batman comic stuff, the Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up.
Toxic Crusaders, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Like, what a weird ass property to be I mean, we're also getting a Killer Clowns from Outer Space game this year, so like I guess it's not that weird, that both of these are coming out. If you're going to come out with one, you might as well come out with the other in the same year. But this looks really fucking cool. This looks really great. I love a good beat 'em up. Retroware does good work. Yeah, I'm fucking into more beat 'em ups. Sold.
Yeah, keep that train a rolling, a moving, a chugga choo-chooing.
I mean, they're
great.
Beat 'em ups are great. They're a lot of fun to play. Like, it's 4-player co-op. What me and the family, like, we will sit down and we will play this together. It'll be awesome. I'm very excited. I fucking love this Troma shit.
I want more beat 'em ups based on kids' cartoon properties based on movies that they never should have been turned into kids' cartoons.
Just 100% not.
So, like, let's have the RoboCop cartoon as a beat 'em up.
Yes, 100%, 100%. God, I don't know what I can't.
There's
I was just going to say I cannot think of any other examples at the moment because I'm very
cartoon?
Tired. I'm sure there was.
Or was it just a? I know there was a toy line.
There had to have been.
Let's get some Exo Squad going on there, huh? I want a hyper-violent Widget the World Watcher beat 'em up. Oh my god!
Give me a fucking beat 'em up based on like the Snorks or something like that.
Yes, Smorks versus Snurfs. Wow, I just said Smorks versus Snurfs.
I was going to let it go.
Smurfs.
I wasn't going to say anything about it. That what's crazy about that is we just went through this whole list, which took longer than I thought it was going to, and this is again. Like we say this every year, this is just the stuff we know about today. We're recording on January 12th. That does not include all the shit that they're going to be like, and you can buy it right now. Like, there's going to be so much other shit that comes out this year.
We haven't had any Nintendo Directs yet. Like,
no Nintendo Directs.
We might get a Switch 2 announcement this year. Like,
I do think we're going to. I do think this is it's time. It's time. Like, there's still life left in the Switch, but it's time.
It's time for a successor.
I would not be surprised if we got a PS5 Pro announcement as well. I don't know about Xbox if they're going to do like a Pro version, or if they're just going to go multi-platform and like officially announce Games Passes on everything. But it feels like it's about time for that. Man, fuck you. I really hope Hollow Knight Silksong is this year. I really fucking hope it is.
Well, we're just going to continue to hope and say that is our show.
All right.
Because it's tomorrow and it's time to go to bed. That is our show. Join us next time for the 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe. I'm going to say probably. It's the final episode before episode 500. So, I don't know. We might do something stupid, but I think we finally have a grip on what we want to do for 500. So,
we just got to make it work.
That. Yeah. Did we talk about
we did not.
The cartoon thing?
We did not.
We did not. Okay. So, I think we should mention this now to give people time to jump in for our first episode of the cartoon thing. Right?
All right.
Does that seem fair?
Did we come up with a good name for the cartoon thing? Or are we just calling it the cartoon thing for now?
I want to call it the Stone Age Gamer Cartoon Express. Because
that's right.
Missed the USA Cartoon Express.
Yep.
All right. So Dan had this fantastic idea. This is all him, and he should be damn proud of himself. So we've run out of starter kits, and we needed to find a new monthly thing to replace the starter kits with. And we're replacing it with the Stone Age Gamer Cartoon Express, which is every month we're going to pick a random old video game cartoon, and we're going to watch it. We'll announce it on the show, and then we will talk about it on the show. It's everything going from like the old Pac-Man cartoons all the way up to the weird Canadian CG Donkey Kong Country, but nothing past that.
Yeah. So none of the new Sonic stuff, not exactly. Pac-Man, the Ghostly Adventures, which was actually a really good show. Like old shit.
Yeah. So Evan's actually not on right now to pick the random episode, and I didn't put together the playlist yet to have Plex pick us a random episode yet.
That's all right. We'll announce the episode next week.
Yeah, we'll announce exactly what the episode is next week. I did think it might be kind of amusing to start specifically with the Bubsy pilot.
We'll see.
Knock that one out of the park. But yeah, we'll see. We'll do a little bit more discussing in the not too distant future and get that sussed out. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing once a month, the Strange Gamer Cartoon Express. I'm very excited about this. Because these shows are all terrible and they deserve to be discussed.
They do. And that's kind of the point, though, is that we're not watching them specifically to make fun of them. We're going to watch it like we want to take this like objectively. I haven't seen most of this shit, if we're being honest. And what I have seen, I haven't seen in 20 fucking years, you know? This will be great.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it.
Since I've watched a lot of this stuff, so and there is also a lot of it that I haven't seen. So yeah, I'm pretty jazzed about it my own self. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
All right. With that is our show. I accidentally closed the script. There it is. Yeah, there we go. There it is. We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows on the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep this show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Square Roots, was written by banjo guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.